Marty was like, "Oh, that's amazing," and Jori too, "That's so good." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So now I made my contribution to this song.
I've been working on this for a long time. Today I'm sitting down with Blue Rose. Blue Rose is from the Chicagoland area. They are a great band. They're newer to the scene, but they play everywhere. They just recorded a new album last year. They're going to put new music out next year and this year. And we're going to play 2 songs after this. Enjoy. Stick around. Don't leave. Okay, Blue Rose, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
You made a little trip out to see us. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun.
And now we got to get home to get the kids off the bus.
Yes.
Real life.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our life.
Yep. So, can you guys you can introduce yourself, name a band, all that?
Yeah. So my name's Marcus Gabauer.
I'm Jori Rose Griffith, and our band is Blue Rose.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. Doing some research. You guys have been around for a couple years, like a newer thing for you.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you were doing before that. So 2024 is when I started tracking all the shows and like that. In terms of music, I mean, is this a totally new thing to you? Had you been playing in bands before? Is it?
This nature of it, totally new. But music's been big in my life, but I kind of took like a pretty big hiatus from it when college came. I played in a band in high school, and that was kind of my thing, and I thought I was going to do it and make it. Then college came, and I kind of put the guitar down for a really long time, and then COVID hit, and that's when I was like, man, my life always just felt right when I had all the music in it. And that time I was still working day job in finance, actually. And so this kind of all came to be in the couple of years, late 2022 into 2023. And so that was kind of where, how Blue Rose kind of came to be, and like how we really got serious about it and started songwriting and whatnot. But,
okay. How about you in music? I mean, were you singing, choir, any of that?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes. So I feel like I've been a music nerd since I was very, very little, and loving the arts from like the time that I could walk, dance, art, music. But I started playing guitar when I was 15.
Oh.
My dad was learning guitar, and I walked in on him learning it, and I said that I wanted to learn it too, and he gave me his songbook, and that's how I got started. But I've always loved playing music and singing. I was in all the show choirs and musicals starting in elementary school, and it naturally progressed. I had a career as well in the nonprofit sector, and I took a little hiatus from that in 2020 and reevaluated my life, and then decided to really jump into music and pursue it full time in 2022.
Cool. Yeah, you guys do a great job. I've noticed like your marketing and your just kind of how organized everything seems. You do a very good job of like constantly and consistently putting out material. Mm-hmm. So I definitely noticed that there is an effort to, make this thing go. How did you meet each other? How did music find each other?
So I had actually been playing kind of in an 80s cover band and had just left and was playing bass. And me and Jori met at a party, and she was kind of getting the first iteration of Blue Rose together, and they happened to not have a bass player. And I said, well, I play bass. And so she said, well, come see our first, little show. And I went to see him, and the thing that struck me is, at that point, obviously they weren't right. It was all cover songs, but like every song that she had chosen, they had chosen the set, I was like, that's like kind of a deep cut, but like I love that song. And so
tell me, hold on, what is a deep cut? Because I'm into it.
I don't know, like they played like an Everclear song that I was like, I always like that one Everclear song. They played a Counting Crows song that it was like not Mr. Jones,
right?
But
B-side.
Sullivan Street, wasn't it?
Sullivan Street, yeah. And I was just like, those are songs that like hit me, like they hit my heart, So I was like, I think I should do this, and so yeah, I don't know. It evolved very quickly from there as we started writing and taking it in a different direction. But yeah, we're neighbors, and we met at a party, and it just kind of came to be that way. So
cool.
It was. And
in terms of the band, so you do what, 6-piece total?
We are a 6-piece band, yes.
So you two kind of like the core, but then the 4 others, are they the same folks? Or are they interchanged or?
They're the same lineup, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when do you decide do you do both iterations? Like you do some just solo 2-piece and then 6-piece?
Yeah, we play anywhere between duo, a trio. We can play as 4 or as 6, so it kind of just depends on where we're at, what the venues are.
That's great.
We
that is really
combinations.
Great. I've noticed in the past when booking, it's like these venues want the options because sometimes they don't need a full 6-piece band, and sometimes it doesn't really make sense for you to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're learning
Noise
that.
for too loud or just it's tough days for music. It's hard to pay, tons. So whatever works for the venue,
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys started playing together. You met each other through music, which is great. You started doing covers.
We started as a cover band, and then I think maybe like a couple months in, Marcus was like, I think we should write some songs, and I was like, we could try that. I think you suggested it first.
Yeah.
And so we did, and we wrote our first song. It was called "Stay." I remember. And I think it was maybe 2 months into the whole project, and then we couldn't stop writing. We kept going.
Addicting.
Yeah. And so it's like such a wonderful thing to do, and the skill in it like keeps evolving, I think, and our influences come into play, and we feel like we're inspired by new music we see or live music we see, the friends we make, and so it's a constant thing that we're returning back to, which feels
things that happen
wonderful.
in your life.
Yeah, moments that happen.
So are you doing the thing now where like if you play a gig, you'll play some originals, some covers, or maybe it's an all original gig?
Yeah, if we're playing on like an all originals bill or something, we got an hour, we could do, all originals. We've done that a few times, but we do combinations at this point, kind of 50-50, just to kind of mix it up, keep the audience.
Yep.
I mean, we're starting to work on our second album. It's all written. We're super excited about it. So we have more and more material coming. So we have like the material to play multi-hour shows, all originals, but it's just kind of whatever the venue calls for.
That's very nice flexibility for you guys.
Yeah, and it's fun, and it keeps it fresh. We're like folding new covers into the mix and new originals into the mix regularly, so it feels good. We get to stay sharp that way.
So you put out a handful of singles, and then you added those singles to a full album, which is Blue Moon. By the way, I really enjoy the consistency with Blue. Blue Lights. I did this. I had an inkling that I should do Blue.
Perfect.
I don't know
Nailed it.
but I like that. Blue Moon, Blue Rose. So tell me about this album. How did it come together? Did the songs come one at a time and then you just folded the rest into it? Or was it all done at once and you released them singles? How'd that work?
So, it actually took us about a year to record and finish the album. And it kind of, Blue Moon, the song is about kind of fate and just kind of the path illuminating itself as we went. And as we had kind of gotten further and further down writing, we're like, we got to record an album. It just felt right. And so somehow we stumbled into who would become our producer, a guy named Noam Wallenberg, who's very, very talented producer in Chicago area. And he agreed to work with us, and we kind of started on the album, but it was a little bit fake it till you make it. Like we didn't have the whole album.
I think
written.
we had 9 songs.
Yeah.
When we started, we ended up with 12. So we were writing 12. In the process of recording.
But we waltzed in there like, we're gonna make an album. We got this album ready.
We have 100 ready.
Exactly. And probably some songs that we like more as came along as we were recording it. But given our families and just. It was our first album, and Noam being like really in demand, popular guy. It took a while, but that was good because it evolved over the course of the year, and our vision and our chops in the studio and everything. And so the songs we recorded at the end were probably pretty different than the first ones, but also the same, But that made the process kind of cool, and probably the album have a little bit more diversity to it.
One thing I was curious about, what would you consider yourself from a genre? And not that I want to have you pigeonhole yourself, but if somebody said like, "What? Give me a genre or subgenre or something like that," what would you say?
We're always kind of battling on this, not battling, but trying to figure it out too. It's because there's two sides of that. Like, you know, if you don't have a genre, you don't have like who's your peers, you know, it's for booking and whatnot. But I'd say maybe we say we're country with like some jam influence or
alt country.
We're definitely not down the middle Nashville country. We're definitely not, you know, we have a lap steel player. We're definitely not just rock, but maybe like that or like Southern influence country, you know, like with the lap steel, you get a little bit of like some of that Leonard Skinner, Little Feat influence. And so they kind of have a little bit of that improv jam. And we throw that in there. And then we like to play some, actually some old school country songs. Our bass player is a great vocalist and he nails some of those so we can give people the old school country they want. But yeah, I don't know if I don't know what you think, Jori.
No, that makes sense. I mean, this is one of our favorite questions to discuss. We like to poll the audience because there are so many genres that we fit underneath.
Right. I know. I noticed that.
Yeah, if you just listen to the array of music on the album, each song has a little bit of a different vibe to it. But
if you had asked me, so you're polling me.
Yeah, I'll poll you.
We're polling you.
I initially thought country right off the bat.
Yeah, okay.
And then the more I had listened, I started noticing, and I'm glad you brought it up, like jam, rock. I even felt a little 90s in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what we started with our cover. And you know, that's the great thing about when you do add a cover into the mix, and even big bands, touring bands do this, the amount that you like learn from that, and it kind of seeps into your core, your blood, and then it comes out when you write it. It comes out through your lens. So yeah, that's probably there. I mean, you grew up on that music.
Yeah, I think the music that you consume when you're like coming of age is like it's in your blood, and so we grew up in the 90s, and so a lot of that just naturally comes through. Yeah,
it's cool. I thought it was interesting because it has the flavors of the country, but then it has stuff that, like, you know, I'm into and a lot of other people, is that 90s kind of edginess to it. Even the chord choices as you went through them, I thought they were interesting. They were not traditional country stylings, which then that's what kind of threw me off, because I'm like, okay, so this isn't necessarily straight, like you said, straight down the middle country. And what is it? So
I mean, we both love classic rock. I mean, I was studied and diehard Beatles fan, and so like I grew up kind of studying that and just like some of their chord choices. I mean, you could write a book on just the things that they were able to do. So that probably seeps into our songwriting a little bit, the classic rocky.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles, my dad and I would just listen to those guys for hours.
Which is nice because you're not like anybody else.
I guess.
So when you can't compare yourself to anybody, that's a good thing.
That is the plus side, is that,
You're
right?
unique.
We're kind of carving our own.
Thanks for that, Jason.
Okay, we're going to do 2 songs after this. Can either one of you describe, or you can each do one, the titles, and you did mention a little bit about the one, but can you just tell me like where it came from, what it means, any information you want to share about it?
Sure. Yeah. So in the earlier days, when we just started writing, I would write, like, I'd find my inspiration in the middle of the night. I had younger children back then, 2 young daughters. And so I was waking up in the middle of the night just to take care of them. And so I found that I'd put them back to bed, and then I'd take out my notes and write some ideas that I felt like in that moment, for whatever reason, I could access the channel.
Right. Yeah.
So there was one night in particular where I had been woken up just repeatedly by my daughters, and I was frustrated, and I opened my notes to start writing a song, and the only words that came to mind were "I'm so tired." So I wrote "I'm so tired," and then I woke up in the morning and the rest of the lyrics came out, and it was I'm actually physically tired, but then the story that came was more of like a breakup story inspired from my earlier years, high school relationship. So yes, I don't know. It was like a really interesting roundabout way that one came. I was tired, and then I'm so tired of singing the blues.
And we wrote that one actually we wrote in one day. Like, I think it was a Friday. It was when I was still working, and we kind of just went back and forth with like audio files, and it was like one of those that took like a few hours. And I think we set it down for a while after, because we kind of were like, oh, maybe it's just too simple, or you can't write a song that quickly, you know. But sometimes those are the best songs, you know?
So the process, real quick, because this fascinates me. Lyrics, you started with that one, and I'm sure they're all different. Lyrics. What about chords underneath, and then melodic lines? Like, how does that come together for you guys, or is it different every time?
It's largely different every time, but I think that like I typically tend to be the lead lyricist, and Marcus tends to be the lead music person, although we both swap roles.
I mean, I would say it's like depends on what thread is the first to be pulled. If it's from a lyrical thing, a line or something that Jori writes, then it's like I might come at it and try and add some music to it. But there's been stuff where she comes with some words and some chord changes, and then I come in, I'm like, okay, I kind of like your chords, but what if I tweak them and do this? And then the melody, I mean, talking about like melodies, where that comes from, how to write that, I don't know if anybody really knows. Sometimes she comes with it, sometimes I tweak it, sometimes we have the chords and then we try and figure out a melody on top. And sometimes the words the words really inform where your melodies come from. But yeah, all three. I mean,
even like you like sent me a riff, and then like I start writing off the riff too.
Yeah,
so
I think to keep your songwriting fresh, it's good to never settle too much into a pattern of like,
yes, agreed.
This is how we write. Like, start with the words, because like you can just coming at it from a different angle. You can just it keeps it fresh in that way. You know?
Yeah. I've read some stuff on it too. Like even forcing yourself to get out of your patterns, like some using a different instrument, maybe that you don't ever use.
Yeah.
The other one would be like you get one chord, you get 3 chords, and you get 5 notes on top. And that's it. Like you limit yourself.
Yeah.
And then things come out naturally that you instinctively don't usually play. So
yeah. I mean, or just put a capo on the guitar and all of a sudden it's like, it sounds different, you know, like you just, the chords sound different, same chords, just at the capo.
Totally.
Maybe, you know.
So go ahead.
I do think too, like one thing that maybe is unique, I don't know, but like I feel like I can only write when I feel inspired. Like when I'm not writing because I have a deadline to produce something. I'm writing because my heart feels something. It feels pain, or it feels joy, or it feels overwhelm, or it feels sadness, or and so then when I feel that, the way that I channel it and process it is the words.
Yep.
So that's like the rate of which we have produced music, is that if I feel something,
it's important,
then I write about it.
That's what it's all about, really.
Yeah.
You don't want to manufacture something like a plant,
Yeah. For sure.
The second song, what's that about?
Blue Moon. That one is kind of just, we say it's like about the fate of like everybody of our band coming together, later in life, after a first career. And, both of us have shared how music was a huge part of our lives early on. But like, I always felt at home with a guitar in my hand, but never, it's about not only having that guitar in your hand, but having the right people around you. And, the fact that it all kind of came together like it did, was kind of where that came from. And then there was like a super blue moon when we were at one point rehearsing, and that kind of seeped into it. And that's how it was like, oh, we should call our album that. And it's about kind of our story early on. And so, yeah, I think that is, and the funny thing about Blue Moon is Jori actually wrote most of that herself, without me, like when it was really early in our writing. And like, I think I kind of does like, well, I got to add something in. And so it was the first rehearsal back. And so I just like picked up the guitar and like tried to just take the chords that she had and just like move them up the neck and be like, what if we added this riff in? Whoever was in it was like literally first thing I could just like think to do. I didn't even think about it. And like, a guy that was formerly in our band, Marty, was like, oh, that's amazing. And Jori too, that's so good. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So now I made my contribution to this song.
I've been working on this for a long time.
Had to prove that I like belonged in that song, but it's evolved so much since then, taking on a life of its own.
One thing you would say to anybody that is sitting at home right now playing by themselves, and you were to speak some advice of like how to get into, because you guys are pretty far along. I mean, you've recorded one album, you're wanting to do more, you gig all the time, good gigs, great venues, got a great presence online. What would you say to somebody sitting at home right now that wants to do that but just hasn't?
I would say 2 things. I think, it's easier than ever. There's so many tools out there to learn on your own, but also forming that community around you, or forming those few people that you get to play with is so important. Jori started an open mic. A lot of our band started as an open mic band. Find an open mic and just go sit in and just play a little bit and go talk to some people after. It's the best way. That, or, finding a Facebook group or whatever, and just finding fellow music nerds to talk with and play with, and just I would say just do it, Yeah.
The community piece is important, and having people around you that you can talk to and talk shop to and shoot ideas over to. It really helps move things forward.
Yeah.
And there are so many musicians out there, so many open mics and things. And so it's just it's waiting for you. So it's never late.
So
too late
get out of the
to
house
do
and
it.
meet people.
Yeah.
I like that advice. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
for me personally. There's nothing more, I shouldn't say depressing, but it feels like that, like sitting alone, writing without anybody else. Like
Yeah,
I feed off of the back and forth.
Yeah.
Scott and I do a lot together, and just jamming like on endless loops is just things come up that wouldn't normally come up with other people.
It's like the beauty of collaboration.
Totally.
It's like magic.
Okay, so we'll play the 2 songs now. Thank you guys very much for coming in. I will post all your socials and all that here and they can follow you and follow along. So thanks again for coming in.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks for making the
We
drive.
appreciate
so
you.
much.
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate you.
Yep.